Step 1, remove the return cupboards. Alright guys, so it is Sunday. John's just getting home from taking our kids over to their friend's house for a couple hours. And I think I've convinced John to let me start tearing apart our kitchen. Because every big project should be started on a whim without any planning or money. Everyone knows that.
Get all the dishes out of it?
Oh, you're actually letting me do it?
Oh, I thought that's what you said on the phone.
It is what I said on the phone, but I didn't know you were actually gonna, like, let me do it.
I have much of a choice.
I
feel like I do.
You always have a choice. I don't take choices away from you.
Well, you want to do this, and you said you want to do it, so I'm your husband, I want to make you happy, so I'm going to try to do it. Right? So that's part of being married.
You know.
You're always going to make a huge mess in the kitchen, right? So we just need to get going on this.
Hopefully I have a good dining room area. I figure if I'm gonna do this.
He's like, what are you guys doing this afternoon? I was like, well, Kelly says there's something about doing something in the kitchen. She goes, well, don't you have some errands to run before you go home, John? I was like, I know how she is.
Whatever. Her husband's just as bad as I am. Alright, so there's many reasons why I want to remove this top thing as the first process or step to redoing the kitchen. We're nowhere near actually redoing the kitchen. This is just a thing that's been annoying me since we moved in. I was loving it for the reason that you could access the plates and bowls from either side of the counter, but what became an issue was if somebody leaves a door open, like where John is, the amount of times I've smacked my head on the corner of these things or the doors is become frustrating. So that reason, also the fact that light doesn't disperse equally because it's kind of blocking the light, and also the fact that I can't see or talk to John or somebody if we're on either side, it's just really frustrated us to the point where I'm like, I wanna see what it is gone. And I am actually considering painting all the cupboards and cabinets. They're not the greatest in general. There's a lot of, I don't know, they're not great cupboards. The bottom cupboards and cabinets make no sense because they're really deep and there's weird shelves in them. So they're not very user friendly. So I think I'm going to repaint them all because I have time now to do that, and maybe do some pull-out inserts to the bottom cupboards just to make my life a little bit easier, because it'll probably be at least 2 years before we actually start to remodel the kitchen, because it's just such a big area and we did so much work on the house when we first moved in that financially it just it's not in our budget. So yeah, I'm shocked that John is agreeing to this. I mean, I am and I'm not. He loves me, and anything that'll make me happy he will try to do, but at the same time I know he didn't really want to be doing this on Sunday, but yeah. I'm a lucky girl.
I have to go back to Starbucks.
What?
My belly's all upset.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
The coffee?
I think it was the sugar.
Well, I try not to go there in general, just
Great.
because I've been trying
really
to save
not
money.
going there, honestly. It's been fun.
Like that coffee that I've been making actually tastes decent. I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. The hell did I just put my drink bag on?
Oh boy, stay. Alexa, play some Hot Pop.
Alright, no. That's not too bad. We want to put this in the sunroom for now?
Floor right now.
That's so much better. Monday morning. I just got back from Home Depot and taking Kaya to school. I had to return some stuff, so a lot of stuff went down last night after I stopped filming. Yeah, some stuff went down, and I will show you. Try to let Nuna out. I spackled, sanded, and painted up here where we took that down. It looks like there's some spackle dust still on the wall. This was an outlet. That box is in there. This went through the cupboards and basically lit the under, we have like under cabinet lighting. It went under the cabinets that were hanging here. So John is going to redo that outlet, and we're gonna do a floating corner shelf here and either put our Alexa or a plant there to hide it, because it just looks weird like that and I don't want a huge hole. You can see some indents of where the old cupboard was, that rectangle, but unless I basically replaster that drywall, which I don't want to do, it's not fixable because there's so much wallpaper layered throughout this kitchen, and I'll show you how I know that, and paint around where the cupboards were, that it's just like indented. So again, I don't want to drywall or replaster because it's just so messy. I mean, sanding alone is messy enough, so it doesn't bother me, and honestly when the light hits it a certain way is the only time I notice it. So that is done, and it makes the kitchen look so much bigger, and I'm really excited. These holes over here, John and I went to Home Depot and I thought we could do like a floating shelf here to kind of add something, because this wall is so bare it drives me insane, and John liked the idea of a floating shelf. Well, just like we found out throughout the house, there are vents and exhaust vents everywhere from the furnace and air conditioning and all of that stuff. So apparently there's two right here. So there's really nowhere to put anything in regards to like cupboards or shelves here. So it kind of limits what I can do in this space. So I can hang a picture or something like that, which is probably what I'll end up doing. But basically John made a bunch of holes trying to figure out if we could hang it, and it turns out we can't. It is nice knowing that the vents are there, because I had this dream when we remodeled the kitchen or renovated it to blow this wall out, and instead of having a coat closet and a pantry on the other side, I had a dream of having like a walk-in pantry that direction. But now knowing that there are air vents there, we can't do that, and that kind of actually makes me a little bit happier knowing in my brain like, okay, that's not a possibility, so stop thinking about it. But it does suck because now I have to fix that wall, which is kind of annoying because I hate spackling and patching holes. The next thing that happened was I bought a bunch of these pull-out racks. I'm trying to just make my kitchen usable, since it'll probably be the kitchen I have for the next 5 years until we can afford to remodel the whole thing. If you followed me from when we moved in here in March last year, there was a bunch of like rodent activity in this house. We live in a wooded area, so that's common. But the biggest thing was that the previous owners were just kind of, they didn't care and thought it wasn't a big deal, even though there was like mouse droppings all over inside the kitchen cupboards. So I had to like sterilize and sanitize all the inside of the cupboards before we even used them. We spent like $8,000 on having rodent and pest control come in here before we moved in. I mean, it was a chunk of change. It took weeks for them to finish sealing up the house and redoing the crawl space downstairs, because the crawl space was disgusting. There were bats in the attic. Like, there were issues with this house when we bought it. Anyways, we haven't had any mouse activity though since we did all of that, knock on wood. But the cabinets and cupboards are just old. They're original to this house. They're oak. They're an ugly stained color. The people who lived here before us put like new poles, but they are white and silver, even though the hinges are black. So they just don't look very nice, and they don't function very well because they are so old. And again, like, they're beat up, and there's some that we don't use. Like, this area used to have drawers all the way down, like there was 3 or 4 of them, but there was most of the mouse activity was in these 2 drawers at the bottom. So I refused to use them for anything that we would eat with, even though like I knew I could clean it and all of that. So instead we cut the drawers out and put this double pull-out recycling bin in, which I prefer. I don't keep my silverware in any of these drawers. A lot of people ask why I don't do that when they come and visit. I bought that buffet specifically to put silverware. A, because it's like equidistant to the table, but B, because again, I didn't want any of the silverware in the drawers until I knew for sure that the mouse activity was gone. We haven't had any issues, again, knock on wood, but yeah, so that's over there. But these are very damaged. They're not the greatest looking, but the cupboards are weird. They like go really deep in and have this back shelf, and it's really frustrating to try to like get stuff in and out. So I installed these last night that I got from Home Depot, and I love them so much. I installed those two, and then I installed two over here. And it really cleans up counter space. It makes me be able to utilize all of that back area underneath that shelf. And I'm just so happy and pleased with how it turned out, and it just makes using the kitchen easier for me. So I did go back today and I bought this double rack one because I have all these cups over here that were in the cabinets that we took down that I need to find a home for. So this double tier one is gonna go over here on this side in this ginormous cabinet. And then over here, I finally am utilizing, I wasn't using this space at all, but now I finally am using this for all the pots and pans and stuff that I only use like once a year. So that all happened and went down. And then I'm also switching out all of the poles to black. So I picked up one of these last night and I thought it looked really nice. So I went back to the store today when I returned the shelf that we couldn't use, and I bought all new poles for the rest of the kitchen. So I think that'll look a little bit nicer, and I think it will make it so I don't have to repaint the cabinets, which I really don't want to do, but will do if I have to, but I don't want to do. And then last but not least, John ripped the hood out last night at 10 o'clock on a whim. Because if you remember, it looked like something out of the medieval time period. And actually, when we got to taking it apart, it was disgusting. Like, John feels like it was a health hazard. It didn't even really exhaust very well, and it was just disgusting. But what we found out is that there was a lot of different types of wallpaper in this house. So we are gonna have to clean this up and then figure out how to like make this look nice, because the exhausts that we are looking at all are like thin and then wide. So we'll have to figure that out. But the good news is, which I was just about to tell you, John, she accepted $150. Do you wanna do it for $150? No, I asked. She says not dented.
Is it brand new in box?
Yes, brand new in box.
Okay.
So we have to find a new exhaust, and we've already spent a couple $100s on like all the poles and stuff like that. Ripping the cabinets down and painting and spackling cost us $0 because I had all the like spackle and paint and stuff already here. Like John joked that we have a hardware store in our garage, and it's kind of true from all the renovations we've done. Found an exhaust hood on Facebook Marketplace. I always try to check there first because A, I like to not waste money, and B, I like to reuse things if possible, whether they are mine or other people's. And so I did find one. I think we're gonna go with that one and then install that, but again, we're gonna have to replaster and stuff that area because the hood was just like, I don't even understand. Like, they duct taped holes instead of filling them, and then they threw the hood up. Like, it was bad and it was disgusting. Like, the second he pulled it down, like this smell came out. And anyways, it's probably original to the house, and this house was built quite a while ago. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to switch out the poles.
If anyone has a good suggestion for that.
Oh, and if John says that if anyone has a good suggestion.
How to fix the door on this, because this drawer comes out nicely, and we like our recycling right here, but we need like this to look nice.
Yeah. I keep scouring Facebook for like old oak cabinet doors for people who are ripping out their old kitchens, but so far I haven't found any. I might actually reach out to like friends and just like post something.
Even if it was like a stainless steel cover that like had a drawer on it,
right?
Because it would match the other appliances.
But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna install this rack, double whatever rack. I'm gonna install the poles, and then I'm gonna cut Georgie because she surprised me this morning with poop on her butt in our bed, which was awesome. So I'm also washing our bedding. So anyone who thinks that our dogs are like perfect and our household is perfect and we have no issue, no, we still have poop on dogs' butts and kids late for school and stuff falling apart in our house, all that good stuff. But anyways, I am excited though because taking the cabinets down ended up being a really good idea, and John's really happy, which it was kind of a push for me to get him to do it yesterday. And there's still plenty of room for all the storage of my things, which makes me happy because at the last house, whenever we took out cabinets, it was like, crap, I have to get rid of stuff. And then in this house, it's like, okay, there's still room. So, baby steps. Georgie, come on. Alright, if you want. Come on, Georgie. Alright, so I'm doing something that I am not very happy about having to do. Oh, it's cold out here. So I need to cut Georgie. She is way too long. She's got poop getting stuck to her butt. Normally I would wait it out and just trim around and all of that, which I did trim her butt this morning before I took Kaya to school. But normally I would just wait until it warms up a little bit because I do have to do all of the hair cutting out in the garage. I don't have my basement set up yet to have my grooming table down there, but I'm going to be a crazy person and really quickly cut Georgie a little bit. Yeah. I'm an idiot. Our garage is a mess right now because I just throw stuff in the garage instead of actually taking care of it, but alright, George. We're gonna touch your hair. Yeah, you wanna go back inside. You're cold, aren't ya? Yes. Oh my gosh, my hands are cold. The only nice thing about doing this cut during the winter, during while it's kind of cold out, is that hopefully that'll make it that so my clippers won't overheat as fast as they usually do. Or get, not overheat, but get hot. Which is, gotta get you going, girlfriend. Gotta get you going. Alright. Go girl. Alright, so I ended up shaving her because she was so heavily matted, which I felt terrible about, but look how big. Like, how is there that much hair on her? Or was? I accidentally left you guys in the garage and I didn't realize it until after I'd already changed. But this is what she looks like now, and she's so happy. Whenever I cut out all the mats, she's always so happy and excited. But I kept the mohawk for Kaya, but that haircut took a lot longer than I had planned. Nuna, I'm gonna do tomorrow, just because she's starting to get heavily matted as well. But my back is just killing me. If you've ever groomed a Labradoodle, it's a lot of work. So, yeah, and of course I do it to save money, but in the end I'm like, maybe I should just take him to the groomer. But I'm very excited about the progress I made in the kitchen. I love how the darker bronzed cocoa whatever handles look everywhere. I think it just looks a lot better. They don't stick out like sore thumbs like the silver stuff did. That has been switched out, which looks great. And of course, again, I have my nice little organizer here, which I filled, and then the top has all the kids' lunch packing stuff, so all of their little containers and all of their inserts for their plastic lunch boxes and thermoses can go in here, and then all of the reusable cups and bottles go in here. So this is such a huge and deep cupboard. Like I said, it never got used, so now it's being all used. All of that over there is being all used, and then all of my other cupboards are now being used, which I'm just like so excited about the fact that now when I open my cupboard down here, I can just grab my Instant Pot very easily. Still want to paint these random colored tiles. There's only like, there's like 10 or 12 of them. So maybe I'll do that this evening. I don't know. I'm kind of getting burnt out and feeling a little bit bleh, so we'll see what I have the energy for. Today is Tuesday, though for some reason my brain and my just thought process is saying it's Friday. We are about to get hit with a huge snowstorm. And I'm gonna take this lightly and joke and pretend like it's not happening, because I feel like every single time I get excited about a lot of snow and I prepare for it, it doesn't happen. Like we get light flurries or like sprinkling of rain. So in hopes that if I don't take it seriously, it'll actually happen, I'm gonna say we're supposed to get a huge snowstorm. I'm thinking, because the whole city is up in arms and like, oh my gosh, it's Armageddon, I'm thinking that they'll cancel school tomorrow. And from what our news says, we're supposed to be at level 5 by Thursday, and if that's the case, the city's saying that they might not be able to get all the roads cleared out and like safely and whatever until Sunday. So that basically means that school will be canceled potentially at least Thursday, Friday if the snowstorm does come, but I'm guessing they'll cancel it tomorrow because we're supposed to get rain tonight, which is supposed to turn frozen overnight, making roads probably bad. And then if it's supposed to snow 12 inches all day tomorrow, obviously they're going to preemptively think, okay, pickup, what does that mean for people picking up their kids? So anyways, my brain is like, oh, it's Friday, I'm preparing to like have a good weekend with the kids, even though no, it's Tuesday. Anyways, I did my part for the whole snowstorm preparation by going, after dropping off Kaya, I picked up groceries, or I went to go get groceries, and I had to go to 3 different stores. First I went to Kroger and did my grocery list that I set up last night. I like sat down and did my meal plan for the week, which has actually really been working for me in regards to staying on budget and making sure we're not eating out throughout the week. So I'm pretty proud of myself about that. This is the longest I've gone cooking at home and grocery shopping at home and budgeting where it's been effective. I did that last night, and then this morning I dropped off Kai at school, and then I went straight to Kroger. It was a madhouse. The lines were clear into the produce section, which is all the way across the store in one direction from where the checkout lanes were. The parking lot was full. It was a lot. So I spent about an hour and a half there, and then I couldn't find half the things I needed, of course, because everyone's acting like the world is ending. I didn't really buy anything extra. Like, when I say I did a pre-snowstorm grocery shopping, it was basically I was just replenishing the house, because I usually try to go grocery shopping either Monday or Tuesday for almost the entire week. So I basically, the only things I tweaked about my grocery list was that I added a few frozen meals to the list that I normally wouldn't, because I try to avoid getting like frozen dinners, just because they're more expensive and, you know, they're not as healthy. But I did get some higher in preservative frozen meals just to have in case, God forbid, we're stuck in our house past Saturday because streets are so bad, or past even Sunday. So that's the only extra thing I got in regards to like preparation. Meanwhile, other people were buying like 6 gallons of milk and like tons of bread and eggs and all this other stuff, and in my mind I'm like, there's not been a single time where I've been stuck at home because of a level 3 or 4 or 5 where I've been like, I'm gonna go drink a bunch of milk or use a bunch of milk to cook with. So I don't really understand the whole like no milk in the grocery stores whenever COVID hits or rain or storms or whatever hit. I couldn't find any milk at the grocery store or other things. Then I went to Costco and got the things I normally get at Costco. Then I went to Walmart and spent another hour there getting the rest of my things. Anyways, so between the 3 stores, I was able to get everything I needed, so I was pretty happy about that. But yeah, it took 3.5 hours to just get my groceries, and then it took me an hour and a half to cut up all my produce like I normally do, as you guys know, and wash things and sort things. I sorted through the pantry and made sure to move all my old stuff forward. And then I helped John clean the garage and organize it so we could fit both cars in it, because shoveling the driveway tomorrow will be a lot easier if we don't have cars in the driveway. And as you guys know, our last house, we never were able to park our car in the garage because we had like a single car garage, and our house was 1,500 square feet, so most of our storage was in our garage for like excess stuff. So basically between my woodworking tools and everything else, like the garage was never used as a car parking facility. So now we have a house that has basically a 3-car garage. We're super spoiled. I know how lucky we are. And still, we have not parked our cars in the garage. Why? Because I don't know why. We're just, I guess, not used to it, so we're just like, okay, it's not a big deal. We cleaned out and organized the garage real quick, so that way we can park both cars in the garage tonight, so that way it will make clearing our driveway tomorrow a lot easier. And then I also cleaned and organized the garage refrigerator and freezer so that I could put stuff in there properly. So we're all ready for this supposed storm, but literally from 9 o'clock to 2:30, I was grocery shopping, putting away groceries, organizing groceries, cleaning the garage, and then I'm back in the car picking up the kids. I did make sure to grab some water though, and eat something really quick just so I don't crash and feel like crap. And I grabbed their little library book bag because we are gonna go to the library, renew some of their books, return some of their books before the snowstorm, just in case that, you know, they don't have school. They have some stuff to read. And then we'll go home, and I'm going to cut Nuna because it's still about 44 degrees here, which is warm for us Ohioans. So I'm going to cut her real quick so that way we don't deal with a bunch of like snowballs on her if it does snow as much as it's calling for.
I finished all my Alex topics today.
Good job. Did you really?
Yeah, I have 10 topics done.
How?
I've just been doing them all like school day. I've had a lot of free time, and since my already's done.
You've had a lot of free time because you're skipping through stuff at school, or you've had a lot of free time because you're concentrating and actually doing stuff correctly?
We're now in math, we're doing the inverse of like things, like so it's complicated, like 4/12 or whatever, and then like x, and then equals 12. Alright. We would like reverse engineer it by using multiplication.
Here's my question. Are you feeling like you're understanding all of school now?
Yeah, definitely.
Really?
Well, not all of it. Like, there's still like some things like that stump me.
Right.
Like, when
but like, are you feeling like it's easier and you're comprehending stuff and you're like getting better grades and you're getting your work done easier?
Yeah.
Well, I'm really happy for you, Wyatt. That's great.
Thank you.
Hold on, guys. I need to park. I look like a hot mess. Not that I haven't looked like a hot mess throughout this whole video already. But we got home and I immediately went outside and just started cutting Nuna because I really wanted to get her fur short, like I said. I did manage to keep her ears long and her tail long because hers wasn't knotted like Georgie. Georgie actually has curlier hair than Nuna. But now their feet are drying because, as you can see on the floor over there, they're muddy. So we put this baby gate in the mud room so that way they can sit in there and dry off and whatnot. Oh, hey, there's my phone. But yeah, did I show you guys the new organization in here that I did? I don't know what I share on Instagram versus here, but I ordered 2 more of those entryway shoe rack thingies. I have one in the entryway. And I love them. I love the one in the entryway so much because it holds so many shoes that I took out the bench in here and put 2 of those side by side here, and I love it because I can store stuff on top. So like I have the hair trimmer stuff when I cut the boys' hair at home there, a basket for hats and gloves, some miscellaneous stuff when the kids come home. All their snow stuff is over there. They've been using it a lot. But tons of shoes fit here, and it's nice because now I don't have shoes all over here when I come in here to do laundry, which has been amazing. So highly recommend those from Amazon. I will leave a link underneath here. And then I redid our mask storage. Now we have adult masks hanging here, kids masks hanging here, and then dirties go in this bag, and then this bag goes in the wash, and then until then there's a backup bag after as well for when that one's in the wash. We have nice storage over here. So there's that, and then this is the progress on the hood. John re-drywalled everything and he's fitting stuff. Because we have soffits, it's a little bit, we're gonna have to cut down the chimney part of the hood because all of them are built for more modern homes apparently. So yeah, he's gonna figure that out. I am gonna let you guys go because I don't know how long this vlog is going. Oh my god! I looked up there, Justin, right there. You scared the crap out of me. Oh. I realized that's like my worst fear is to see a man like staring at me through the window. You're drinking a beer before volleyball? Oh my gosh. John's emptying and refilling the hot tub so that when we have Snowmageddon, we can be out here in the hot tub. We really haven't used it that much lately, and it's because we just have been so busy. I feel like it takes so much work
To go outside.
to go outside. Anyways, but John just scared the living daylights out of me. Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go because this vlog has gotten very, very long. I don't exactly know where we're at in this vlog, if there's any even usable footage. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the focus. And yeah, I will vlog tomorrow though in a separate video, and I think what I'm gonna do for my patrons on Patreon is I'm gonna do a little bit more of an unedited version of this video and put that over there. So as a thank you to my Patreon people. So yeah, it'll be a little bit more of John and I in our natural habitat. But yes, thank you for watching as always. Sorry I look like a hot mess, always. And I'll see you guys all in my next video. Say bye, Kaya.
Bye.
Bye.